mysteries that defy logic, monuments that change history. Imagine an entire culture determined to carve its secrets into rock, immortalizing its deeds and beliefs in monuments that blend with the surrounding landscape. On the ancient shores of Lycia, where the Mediterranean caresses cliffs that seem to defy time, emerges a kingdom that remains shrouded in mystery to this day. Instead of fading into the dust of history, these peoples recorded their journey on monumental cliffs and awe-inspiring ruins. Now we are invited to investigate the mysteries of a civilization that sculpted stone as a witness to its existence. But are these ruins merely fragments of a distant past, or might they conceal clues that could rewrite everything we think we know about the ancient world? What secrets did the Lycians have to hide that remain undeciphered to this day? At the beginning of the 19th century, British archaeologist Sir Charles Fellows led a historic expedition that brought to light the enigmas of Lycia. In the year 1838, after navigating challenging trails and dense vegetation, he made an astonishing discovery: abandoned cities, yet remarkably well preserved. These were not mere simple houses, but true cities of the dead, necropolises carved directly into the cliffs. The richness of detail in these tombs suggests they hid more than mortal remains. Perhaps secret rituals, spiritual beliefs, or even knowledge that still eludes us. What drove this people to inscribe their stories in stone with such care? What was the meaning of this devotion? Among the most striking finds are the tombs of Myra, cliff-carved works that reproduced in stone the wooden architecture of Lycian houses, some standing as high as 7 meters. The reliefs depict legends of gods and heroes, revealing the Lycian belief in life beyond death. Curiously, elaborate rituals took place in these tombs, with music and dance to guide the dead to the other world. These traditions greatly influenced the funerary ceremonies of neighboring peoples. Meanwhile, in Xanthos stands the impressive Monument of the Nereids, nearly 12 meters high, adorned with Ionic columns and mythological scenes that testify to the vibrant spirituality and artistic talent of the Lycians. The ingenuity of this people is revealed in their mastery of construction techniques, using simple tools, iron chisels, wooden hammers and levers, to transform limestone cliffs into true works of art. Imagine craftsmen balancing on cliffs while the sound of hammers echoed through the valleys. Projects like the Monument of the Nereids required decades of work, reflecting their cultural and spiritual importance. Despite being situated between East and West, the Lycians preserved their own identity, resisting Persian and Hellenistic influences. During Roman rule, the region prospered, and the Lycian Federation even inspired the Constitution of the United States. Yet natural disasters, climate change, and conflict sealed this people's decline. Who knows if, in some cave in Lycia, there still lie artifacts capable of transforming our view of history? Might the Lycian secrets still be waiting to be revealed? Derinkuyu, an underground city of mysteries. In the heart of Cappadocia, Turkey, lies Derinkuyu, an underground metropolis that showcases the remarkable ingenuity of humankind. Imagine a city that does not rise toward the sky, but plunges underground, providing shelter, security, and a glimpse into the past. Its origins date back to the 8th and 7th centuries BC, when the Phrygians began carving basic shelters into the volcanic rock. Over time, other peoples, including the early Christians, expanded these refuges, transforming them into a complex labyrinth of tunnels, houses, temples, and even prisons. Although it is difficult to pinpoint the exact date of construction due to the nature of the rock, it is known that the site underwent multiple expansions. Derinkuyu impresses not only with its size, but also with its ingenuity. With 18 levels and 60 meters of depth, the city housed approximately 20,000 people, as well as animals and supplies. Underground wells provided drinking water, while a ventilation system kept the air fresh, even in the deepest levels. It is inevitable to imagine the relief and sense of security its inhabitants must have felt living in such an advanced place for their time. But what could have motivated the construction of something so grand? More than just a refuge, Derinkuyu was a fortress. Massive stone doors could isolate entire corridors, blocking invaders, while narrow passages forced any attacker to advance in single file. Every corner was designed to ensure maximum protection. Moreover, the underground city offered thermal comfort and community organization. For the early Christians, Derinkuyu was not just a physical shelter, but also a spiritual one. Underground chapels served as places of worship during times of persecution. This extraordinary complex, still full of secrets, remains a reminder of the impressive human capacity for adaptation and creativity. Hidden secrets in the depths. Despite decades of excavations, much of Derinkuyu remains unknown. Entire areas of the underground city are still inaccessible, whether due to the risk of collapse or the labyrinth's complexity, which opens the door to speculation about what might still be hidden there. Could secret chambers, mysterious artifacts, or unknown passages transform our understanding of history? It is known that Derinkuyu connects to other underground cities in Cappadocia, such as Göbekli, through tunnels that stretch up to 8 kilometers. But why were these connections so extensive? Could they have been a sophisticated communication system, or might they have served a deeper strategic purpose, perhaps to protect valuable secrets guarded in the depths? Even bolder theories surround Derinkuyu. Some suggest that the underground city may have served as a shelter from catastrophes such as meteor impacts. What if Derinkuyu was designed not only to withstand natural threats, but also to protect against even more extraordinary dangers? Who knows, from the sky itself? Although just a hypothesis, this idea prompts us to reflect. How much do we truly understand about the motivations of our ancestors? Göbekli Tepe, the cradle of human temples. If Derinkuyu impresses with its defensive capacity, Göbekli Tepe fascinates with its antiquity and enigmatic atmosphere. Discovered in 1994, this megalithic complex dates back to around 9600 BC, making it older than the pyramids of Egypt and even Stonehenge. This discovery not only challenges theories about the emergence of civilizations, but also the idea that only agricultural societies could build such grand monuments. Imagine circles of giant stones, some weighing as much as 50 tons, adorned with carvings of animals, human figures, and mysterious symbols. Many archaeologists believe that Göbekli Tepe was a ceremonial site, perhaps humanity's first temple, where people gathered to perform religious rituals. These rituals may have marked the transition from hunter-gatherer societies to more organized communities. But the surprises do not stop there. Some scholars argue that Göbekli Tepe may also have served as an astronomical observatory, aligned with celestial events. This hypothesis is supported by the famous vulture pillar, which contains carvings interpreted as representations of constellations or records of a catastrophic event that occurred during the Younger Dryas period, such as the fall of a comet. Could the builders of Göbekli Tepe have already possessed astronomical knowledge far beyond what we imagine? Connections and deeper meanings. Göbekli Tepe and Derinkuyu challenge us to rethink the capabilities of ancient civilizations. Derinkuyu reveals the ingenuity of those who managed to face great difficulties, while Göbekli Tepe demonstrates a spiritual and perhaps even astronomical understanding that is much older than we used to imagine. But what if Göbekli Tepe is actually related to cosmic events like the Younger Dryas? This hypothesis opens the door to a new perspective, that the human past was far more complex and dynamic. If these populations possess the necessary knowledge to record global phenomena, what other narratives might be buried, waiting to be revealed? A legacy that echoes through time. These two archaeological sites are not merely ruins, they represent human genius and resilience. Derinkuyu tells us about the need for adaptation and protection in difficult times, while Göbekli Tepe reflects the search for meaning and spiritual connection. Together, these discoveries invite us to look to the past with humility and curiosity, questioning how many secrets still remain to be uncovered. Imagine if each stone at Göbekli Tepe held the memory of a great catastrophe, something so impactful that it changed the course of humanity. And if Derinkuyu was the practical answer for survival, while Göbekli Tepe was the symbolic archive of that event's memory. Derinkuyu, a refuge in times of crisis. While Göbekli Tepe might have been a place of rituals and remembrance, Derinkuyu offers us a different perspective, that of shelter. Its vast underground network, with ingenious corridors and rooms, reveals the efforts of entire communities to protect themselves from invaders, natural disasters, or even severe climate changes. Some theories suggest that Derinkuyu may have been built as a refuge during the Younger Dryas, a period of abrupt global cooling. Zoroastrian texts, such as the Vendi Dad, mention Yima, a mythological figure who built an underground city to save humanity from a deadly freeze. The similarity between these stories and the underground cities of Cappadocia suggests that such myths might have been inspired by real events, transformed into legends over time. Mysteries beyond Cappadocia, Göbekli Tepe and Derinkuyu are not alone in their enigmas. Traces of ancient societies that faced catastrophes emerge in various corners of the planet. Megaliths in South America and formations like the enigmatic Richat structure in the African desert challenge the view that early humans were merely primitive hunter-gatherers. The Richat structure, with its concentric rings and evidence of ancient floods, raises fascinating questions. Some researchers associate it with the legend of Atlantis, speculating that it might be a clue to that lost civilization described by Plato. Although archaeological evidence is lacking, these theories continue to spark the imagination and encourage new searches for answers. Göbekli Tepe and Derinkuyu, echoes of a hidden history. If we consider that Göbekli Tepe might have recorded the impact of a comet, and that Derinkuyu may have been a solution to face global catastrophes, both sites suggest the existence of an advanced civilization much earlier than previously thought. These people may have developed astronomical knowledge and engineering skills beyond what was believed possible, erecting monuments and responding to planetary disasters. Göbekli Tepe not only redefines the beginning of civilization, but also challenges the traditional view of ancient human capabilities. Meanwhile, the underground cities like Derinkuyu stand as testimony to the ingenuity of transforming crises into survival strategies. Despite the discoveries already made, much remains to be uncovered. Parts of Göbekli Tepe are still buried, and sections of Derinkuyu remain unexplored. These sites hold secrets that could alter what we know about the dawn of human cultures. Each new excavation at both sites adds pieces to a global puzzle, bringing us closer to understanding these ancient societies and questioning everything we thought we knew about our origins. How many other relics might be hidden beneath deserts, mountains, or even under our very feet? Human history is rewritten with each discovery, and perhaps the next great mystery is waiting patiently in the silence of time. Göbekli Tepe, Derinkuyu, and the Richat structure are more than ancient remnants. They are fragments of a larger enigma that points to an era of ingenuity, resilience, and mystery. Each one challenges official narratives and invites us to revisit what we think we know. What else might be hidden beneath the surface and beneath the certainties we take for granted? The Richat structure between science and legends. The Richat structure, also called the Eye of the Sahara, is one of the most intriguing natural formations on Earth. With its perfectly circular shape and rings visible even from space, it inspires theories ranging from geological explanations to myths about Atlantis and ancient civilizations. Although the most accepted interpretation is that of a natural geological formation, the lack of definitive answers keeps the fascination alive. Atlantis and Plato's description. Those who believe Richat to be the legendary Atlantis point to Plato's descriptions, an island with concentric rings of water and land, home to an advanced civilization. The fact that the Richat structure is in the Sahara Desert, which was once lush, strengthens this connection. However, there are obstacles to this theory. There are no archaeological traces or signs of human occupation that prove Richat was inhabited or built by a civilization. Without artifacts or material remains, the hypothesis remains in the realm of speculation. Still, could the desert itself have erased all traces? Scientists have dated the Richat structure using radioactive isotopes in the rocks. The outer layers date back to more than 2.5 billion years, while the central core is approximately 500 million years old from the Ordovician period. The most accepted hypothesis is that Richat is an eroded geological dome. Magma would have pushed up the upper rock layers without reaching the surface, and erosion would have revealed the concentric rings we see today. Alternative theories, the allure of mystery. Although the geological explanation is the most likely, alternative theories continue to captivate the popular imagination. Some view Richat as the collapse of an ancient volcanic caldera, but the lack of ash or volcanic rocks weakens this hypothesis. Others suggest the rings are the result of large-scale mining, but there are no tools or human signs. The most speculative is the idea that it was built by an extinct civilization or extraterrestrial visitors as a marker visible from space. Although concrete evidence is lacking, the mystery persists. The enigma of Richat is often compared to other ancient wonders, such as the pyramids of Egypt. Ancient texts speak of knowledge inherited from the gods, which could be interpreted as mythological ancestors or highly advanced earlier civilizations. This opens the door to questions about the origins of certain technologies and construction methods. Like Richat, the pyramids challenge us to look beyond conventional explanations, suggesting that ancient peoples may have inherited knowledge from much earlier eras. The Richat structure reminds us of how much we still ignore about the Earth's past and those who lived here. Whether a work of nature or a remnant of lost stories, it continues to inspire both scientists and curious minds. And what if those rings represent something that goes beyond geology? Could they hold a forgotten knowledge that challenges our current understanding? Each new hypothesis about Richat reinforces that, beneath the vastness of the Sahara, there may be clues waiting to rewrite everything we know about our history. Seeking answers also means deciphering the truth still buried in time. Richat and the ancient Sahara today. The Sahara is synonymous with aridity and relentless heat, but the marks left by millions of years of geological transformations tell us another story. In the past, this vast region was lush, dotted with rivers and vegetation, where human communities thrived until drastic climate changes turned the landscape into a sea of sand. The Richat structure, though not the mythical Atlantis, nor the work of a lost civilization, is a testament to the powerful forces that shaped our planet. It reminds us that beneath the dry surface once lay an environment favorable to life. Still, it is fascinating to ponder what might be buried beneath the dunes. Perhaps there are hidden secrets waiting to change our view of the history of the Sahara and the intriguing Richat structure. Richat, Göbekli Tepe and Derinkuyu, gateways to a forgotten past. These sites are not mere archaeological monuments. They are fundamental pieces of a still incomplete historical puzzle. Each archaeological find adds a new piece, often raising more questions than answers. Who knows, the next great mystery might be just below our feet, ready to redefine what we know about the past. The Eye of the Sahara, a call to curiosity. The Richat structure goes beyond an impressive geological formation. It is an irresistible invitation to explore the unknown. Its mesmerizing shape and the stories surrounding it attract the curious, fuel bold theories, and inspire myths. Is it merely a curiosity of nature, or perhaps a clue to civilizations that time has forgotten? Regardless of the explanation, Richat awakens fascination for revisiting history and inspires investigations for future generations. Meroe and Timbuktu, traces of hidden civilizations. Beneath the scorching sands of Africa lie traces of ancient societies of enormous importance. Meroe in Sudan, with its mysterious pyramids and metallurgical skills, and Timbuktu in Mali, a vibrant center of trade and knowledge that became a symbol of wealth and mystery. Though often overshadowed by better-known civilizations like Egypt, these cultures hold secrets that could transform our understanding of the past. In the ancient kingdom of Kush, Meroe thrived as a refined civilization that blended Egyptian influences with a strong African identity. Its pyramids, smaller yet more numerous than those of Egypt, symbolized divine power and ingenuity. Origins and influences. Some researchers believe that Egypt's Great Pyramids may have roots in the older Sudanese tombs dating back to the 8th century BC, suggesting that Meroe influenced Egypt, a hypothesis that challenges the conventional order of history. Industry and trade. Meroe was also a remarkable industrial hub, famous for the mass production of high-quality iron. Its agricultural tools and weapons were exported to the Mediterranean and even to India. The city excelled at water management, with reservoirs and canals sustaining crops in the heart of the desert. The decline of Meroe. The reasons for Meroe's decline remain debated. Climate change, overexploitation of natural resources, and conflicts with the Roman Empire are possibilities. Records of deliberate destruction of its pyramids suggest attempts to erase its legacy. Timbuktu, crossroads of knowledge. While Meroe flourished in the Nile Valley, Timbuktu emerged as a jewel on the edge of the Sahara Desert. At the height of its glory, it was an intellectual and economic hub that attracted scholars and merchants from across the Islamic world and beyond. The city of knowledge, Timbuktu, was home to the famous University of Sankore and libraries containing hundreds of thousands of manuscripts on astronomy, medicine, philosophy, and law. These documents not only preserved knowledge, but also expanded the frontiers of understanding, connecting the city to the greatest minds of the time. Wealth and trade. Built along a strategic caravan route, Timbuktu thrived as a trading post for gold, salt, and spices. The legends of streets paved with gold reflect its wealth and economic prestige, surviving in the desert. Despite harsh conditions, Timbuktu survived thanks to the ingenuity of its people. Innovative water management techniques and climate-adapted construction allowed the city to resist the desert's advance. Legacies of Meroe and Timbuktu. These cities remind us of the grandeur and complexity of African history. Their contributions in architecture, science, and trade rival those of more famous civilizations. Yet their true legacies are still being uncovered. As time reveals new secrets, we realize that these cultures were not merely shadows of their more famous neighbors, but powers that shaped the world in ways we are still unraveling. The Golden Age of Timbuktu. Timbuktu began to shine in the 14th century during the reign of Mansa Musa, the legendary emperor of Mali, considered the richest man in history. His famous pilgrimage to Mecca was so grand that it shook the value of gold. But his greatest legacy was transforming Timbuktu into a global center of trade and learning. In the 15th century, the city reached its peak as an intellectual beacon, with libraries that housed around 700,000 manuscripts on astronomy, medicine, mathematics, and theology. Scholars from all over the region flocked there to study and exchange knowledge. The enigma of the constructions. Among Timbuktu's architectural relics, the Jinguerebe Mosque stands out, made of mud and capable of withstanding the test of time. But how were these constructions built? Some stones weighed tons and were transported over more than 50 kilometers of desert. Did ancient builders develop advanced techniques that we still do not fully understand? Strategic location. Situated on the banks of the Niger River, Timbuktu was a vital point on the caravans that connected the north and south of Africa. Was it built there by chance or through geographic or even astronomical knowledge still little understood? Some scholars speculate about a natural energy at the site that may have attracted ancient cultures. Though theoretical, this hypothesis adds a touch of mystery to the city. Hidden mysteries, disappearing manuscripts. Timbuktu's greatest treasure was not gold, but its wealth of knowledge. At its peak, its libraries held works that explored everything from mathematics to astronomy and medicine. Many of these texts have disappeared. Where did they go? Researchers offer several hypotheses. Hidden by local scholars to protect the knowledge, looted by foreign invaders, or destroyed by war and neglect. Today, archaeologists still search for these texts, believing they could revolutionize our view of history. Their disappearance is more than a mystery. It is an incalculable cultural loss. Timbuktu, forbidden knowledge. The disappearance of so many manuscripts raises questions. What did they contain? Advanced technologies, philosophical ideas that would challenge power structures, scientific discoveries that could rewrite history? Though controversial, these theories remind us that Timbuktu was one of the world's greatest centers of knowledge, and the mystery of the manuscripts only deepens the fascination. Even after the decline of trade routes and foreign invasions, Timbuktu did not completely vanish. Its remaining manuscripts are testaments to its greatness. They remind us of the importance of preserving human knowledge. Baalbek, the megaliths of Lebanon. In the heart of Lebanon, Baalbek rises as one of the world's greatest archaeological enigmas. Famous for its grand Roman temples, the city also holds prehistoric ruins composed of some of the largest carved stone blocks ever made, such as the colossal trilithon, weighing about 1,200 tons. How were these stones cut, transported and fitted with such precision? The mystery of the megaliths, who erected these colossal foundations that predate the Roman temples. Why? Some researchers suggest that Baalbek may have been an ancient religious center, an astronomical observatory aligned with celestial events, a strategic site linked to geothermal flows, extraterrestrial technology. Some believe that Baalbek might have received help from extraterrestrials given the magnitude of the stones and the complexity of their transportation. Although controversial, this hypothesis fuels curiosity and challenges archaeologists to find answers. Timbuktu and Baalbek, mysterious connections. Despite their cultural and geographic differences, Timbuktu and Baalbek share something in common: advanced knowledge. While Timbuktu impresses with its manuscripts, Baalbek challenges us with its megaliths. Unfinished mysteries. Both guard enigmas that abruptly interrupt their legacies, forgotten civilizations. The two sites inspire theories about ancient cultures with knowledge that still escapes traditional narratives. What else is hidden? With technologies like ground-penetrating radar and geological studies, Timbuktu and Baalbek may reveal even more secrets. In Timbuktu, There may be underground chambers hiding manuscripts and artifacts that expand our understanding of its intellectual heritage. In Baalbek, research on rock transportation and astronomical alignments may shed new light on its purpose. Retelling history. The mysteries of Timbuktu and Baalbek remind us that human history is a narrative in the making. Each new discovery challenges what we thought we knew, expanding our horizons. The disappearance of Timbuktu's manuscripts or the enigma of Baalbek's stones are invitations to question and seek new truths. How many secrets still sleep beneath the sands and the rocks of time? Timbuktu and Baalbek are portals to a deeper history, full of enigmas that have yet to be unraveled.